Hey everybody, Jorge here, reviewing Wong's Baby Cobra. Uh, I thought it was a funny sitcom, funny performance. It's a Netflix original series. I have it on my TV so I can see it in front of me right now, and it lasts approximately an hour. It has 4.5 stars, directed by Jake Carras. It's stand-up comedy. And yeah, it was funny. I thought it was very funny. I was impressed. I was scrolling through Netflix and I was trying to see what I could watch because honestly, I think a lot of the shows on Netflix are just kind of junk or things that I've just already seen, and they go over me, and they just fly over me. So I don't know, like Little Stitch. Um, I don't know. What else? Yeah, Little Stitch and fucking I don't know, just a bunch of other junk and shit, and yeah, when I saw this, I had just seen Gabriel Iglesias' new stand-up comedy, so uh, I wanted to see another one, and I've already seen Kevin Hart's Laugh at My Pain. There was this other white guy they were showing. It was called Straight White 65, something like that. But it was too white person, too white. So I wasn't feeling it. And then I saw Ali Wong, and then and then I saw Martin Lawrence's stand up special, stand up comedy. But um, it had a 2-star rating. So I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna watch that shit. And then I see this one, Ali Wong. What is this? Oh, it's a stand up. Oh shit, 4.5 stars. Damn. I gotta watch this shit then. I'm gonna give this shot a try. I'm gonna give this one a try. I'm gonna give this one a shot. And lo and behold, she caught me right away. She was very funny. She talked about how she well, her sexual adventures, hoarding, the rocky road to pregnancy, and why feminism is terrible. So on her sexual adventures, she was sexually promiscuous during her 20s. So she had a lot of sex, and she wasn't like, you know, she wasn't hiding it, and she went all out and she described it almost in vivid detail. Mm. Hoarding, she talks about how she comes from a dictatorship, so she's a victim of a dictatorship, or her mother was, or her family is, because she's half Cambodian, I believe. No, half Vietnamese and half Chinese. So she talks about her her she talks about how in her family, it was just a tradition that they hoard everything because you never know what you might need, even to the extreme where her mom wanted to keep a TI-82 manual, and she didn't even have the damn calculator anymore. She still had the manual, but she wanted to keep the manual. And she talks about how she's focusing on success and how she wants to fix herself because she's a fucked up individual, and so everything's about success and trying to build success because she's in her 30s now. And she talked about so you become much more goal oriented, and she talks about how her calm is not the same, and and how it's just not the same anymore, that the way it comes out is I think is less now. And I thought that was funny. Uh, and she talks about how the CEO, the COO of Facebook, uh, she she wrote a book about female empowerment in the workplace, and she says that's the wrong attitude to have, and that's why feminism is terrible, because she wants to be able to uh, stay home and take care of the children and watch Ellen and just hang out at the house, and having to work is such a pain in the ass uh, because she doesn't give a fuck about working anymore. So she says when she found out that her future husband would be a Harvard Business School graduate, she went after him right away, and she trapped him, and she managed to conquer him, and she was pregnant during the whole stand-up performance. She's 7.5 months pregnant. So I was like, holy shit, this is the first time I see this. And I thought shit, I mean, that's a good way that's a good thing to do. You want to have sex in your 20s so that once you're in your 30s, I mean, who's to say how you're going to, like, what phase in your life are you going to be in by the time you're in your 30s, but, uh, have sex in your 20s so that when you're in your 30s and you get married, you can kind of, like, you know, be over that phase in your life and not have to worry about it, thinking that you missed out. Um, I thought that her comedy was her jokes were really funny at the beginning, but they did kind of numb me out towards the end because it was the same type of comedy. She didn't really spice it up at all, so I was like not enjoying it as much towards the end because it kind of numbed me to her style of comedy, and I was like, oh, but she already kind of made this type of joke, so maybe if she had, I don't know, put some more spice, more variety to the type of comedy she was giving, the types of punchlines that she was delivering would have been different. Maybe I would have laughed a little more, and I thought it would have been like a much more well-rounded type of comedy. I don't know. I just kind of felt like at some point she was most of the performance. Excuse me. Most of the performance I thought was really funny, but there were parts towards the end where I was just like, she's just like trying to be a good sport, and it wasn't that funny. I wasn't laughing, but I could see why the crowd was still laughing. I guess it's different when you're actually in the crowd, spectating the performance instead of just being at your house and watching it from a pre-recorded broadcast. So yeah, I thought it was funny. I thought she was very honest. I thought she was interesting. I thought she brought out the spice because she's half Chinese, half Vietnamese, and she talked about her husband, and she was very positive. She was very optimistic, very positive, and sort of. Even though she kind of says that in your 30s, life seems to slow down. That she was very like, like she was appreciating the moment by learning of it from it. And she says that she's becoming goal oriented, so she wants to be successful, and she reads a lot of personal development books and Tony Robbins. And I already kind of do. I read a lot of personal development already, so me being in my 20s, I'm kind of already familiar with that. But maybe in my 30s, I don't know. Who knows? I might go through the same notion, and might go through the same shit, and might want to focus more on personal development. Who knows? Um, but yeah, she seemed like she was taking life by the horns, and I thought that was good because I don't know. Some people like Kevin Hart. He gives me the impression that he has a shitty personal life because he never talks about it, and like he went through a divorce, and he doesn't like talking about himself, his personal life. And I'm like, why not? You should a little bit. And she does. She talks a lot about her personal life. She goes into great detail, and she's not scared to um, let it out there and just tell you, well, this is what she's feeling. And I thought that was great. Um, and she would make it funny. So I don't know the type of funny she would like. say things like, um, she's glad. She's like, I don't want to rise up in the workplace. I want to lay down. So I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, things like that. But yeah, I thought that was pretty. Thought it was good. Yeah, and that's my review of Ali Wong's Baby Cobra. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe.